So returning to our stage, we have Janet.
Hello there. I didn't give my music. Hello. No, that's okay.
I returned her iPod, so my bad.
No, and I just didn't think to give it to you. That's not a problem at all. I was at a brewery recently, and I saw a school bus drop off like 30-some younglings at a brewery. I'm like, what? Although only in Austin, right? But I'm thinking it had to be like a tour bus or something, that they just had these people always go drinking, and not just like, hey, this is your field trip, fourth graders. I don't think so. Because a lot of people are traveling at the holidays, I thought I would read portions of a piece about being in the air. Over Las Vegas with my family, my sister and myself in one row, my parents in the other across the way. We were nearing the end of our flight. My mother tells me to sit in the seat, or in her seat, and look out the window as we fly over the Hoover Dam. Sitting next to Father, I watch him lean out the window, saying, "Just look at all that concrete." I look over his shoulder, the dam no larger than a thumbnail, the water, small cracks in the sidewalk, like the wrinkles in the palm of your hand. Over Phoenix, preparing for another descent at 8:50 p.m., but it's usually 15 minutes late, as it is now. I'm getting used to the schedule now. The mountains look like little mountains that you see on a topographically correct globe. Little ridges, as if they're made of sand. If you just lean your head down and exhale a little bit, your exhaling can make them all just blow away in the breeze. I love the city lights from up above at night. Have you ever thought of how much power it takes to actually light all those buildings? All that energy. And every time I look over out that little window with those rounded corners, I see a string of yellow Italian Christmas lights strung across the ground. Over Fort Myers, the city always looks like it's different from any other place. All those palm trees, the marshes, like you've just landed somewhere foreign and pretty soon the big tour will begin. You can feel the heat, the humidity sticking your shirt to the backs of your shoulder blades, to your neck, sticking to your neck, too. And it's still while you're inside the cabin, before you even land. Chicago looks grand from the sky, with a huge expanse of lake right next to it, like civilization crept up as far as it finally could and then finally had to stop. The power of nature stopping the power of mankind, for once. And I cannot decide which one looks more evil. The lake does. It looks more evil, I mean, at least at night. At night it looks like two spheres, a string of lights, and then this huge void. Daylight, and the snow on the ground looks dirty, too. Many cars have splashed mud on it as they drove by. And the sky always matches that perfect shade of gray in the snow, fitting for the city of the blues. Maybe the snow is always that color, that perfect shade of gray when it falls from the sky in this city. Have you ever noticed that the air isn't normal air in an airplane? I mean, I know they have to pump in the air and pressurize it and all in order to keep us alive up there, but there's just something different about the air in a cabin that's different. It's got a smell to it. That's the only way I can describe it. A smell of all these people going places, running to something, or running away from it. When I go on vacations and I promise people I'll write, I usually do it from the plane just so I don't have to worry about it the rest of my trip. And I always write the letters from an airline sick bag. It's more interesting than actual paper. I like the window seat. I like to look out the window. Clouds look like cotton balls when you're above them. And when you're landing, cars look like little ants on a mission bringing food back to their hill. Little soldiers, back and forth, back and forth. And the streets look like veins, capillaries in some massive, monstrous body. And the farmland looks like all these little squares of colors. I wonder why each color of land is a different color. What's growing there that makes them different? Or maybe it's just that some of them are turning shades of red and brown because some of them are dying. Once I was bumped from a flight, and the next available flight was for first class. And I sat there, feeling underdressed, and I was afraid to order a drink. And it always seems that you're stuck sitting next to someone that's either too wide for their seat, or as a businessman with their newspaper stretched out and their laptop computer on their little fold-out table. Once, I was on a flight back from D.C. The flight attendant walked by, stack of magazines in her hand, Time, Newsweek, Business Week. So I stopped her and I asked her what magazine she had, and she said, "Oh, these magazines are for men." This is a true story. I asked her again, "What magazines do you have?" I had already read Time, so I took Newsweek. Thank you.